Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, looking around, and realizing something has changed. Not a massive, world-shattering event. No robots have taken over, and you're not floating in a virtual world. Yet, every device, every app, every interaction seems to anticipate your thoughts, predict your actions, and adapt to your every need. Is this the future we were warned about? Or is this something else entirely? The truth is, you might already be living in the singularity, and you don't even know it. For decades, we've been told that the singularity would be a monumental moment, a point where artificial intelligence would surpass human intelligence, and everything would change overnight. But what if that timeline is completely wrong? What if the singularity isn't a single event at all? What if it's already happening, slowly creeping into our lives, and we're too distracted to notice? In this video, we're going to dive deep into the real timeline of the singularity, the one no one is talking about. By the end of this video, you'll realize we've been looking at it all wrong. The singularity isn't what you think, and the timeline is unfolding in ways you never expected. Chapter 1: The common idea of the singularity. Let's start with what most people think when they hear the word singularity. The mainstream idea is pretty clear, and it's repeated in countless sci-fi movies, books, and tech circles. At some point in the near future, artificial intelligence will become so advanced that it will surpass human intelligence. This moment, they say, will trigger a cascade of events that no one can predict. AI will start improving itself at an exponential rate, leading to rapid technological advancements. Humans will either merge with machines, become obsolete, or worse, be replaced entirely by a new form of intelligence that we can't even comprehend. The year that's often tossed around for this monumental event, 2045. That's the prediction of futurist Ray Kurzweil, who popularized the concept of the singularity in his book, The Singularity is Near. According to Kurzweil, technological growth is exponential, meaning that advances in AI, biotechnology, and nanotechnology will accelerate so quickly that by 2045, machines will outsmart humans, and the world as we know it will change forever. Sounds dramatic, right? It's almost cinematic in its simplicity. One day, the machines will wake up, and humanity will face a new dawn, or perhaps a final twilight. But this idea is far too simplistic. It's a narrative built for science fiction, not for reality. Chapter 2: The problem with the event singularity. The problem with this widely accepted version of the singularity is that it treats it like an event. Like flipping a switch, one day, everything will change. Before the singularity, humans are in control. Afterward, AI takes over. But the truth is, reality doesn't work that way. Technological revolutions rarely happen overnight. Even the most groundbreaking innovations, from electricity to the internet, took decades to become fully integrated into society. The singularity, if it's to be understood properly, is no different. It's not a moment that will suddenly arrive on a random Tuesday morning in 2045. It's a process that's already underway. And here's the real kicker. You are living in the early stages of it right now. Look around you. AI is already embedded in everything. From the algorithms that curate your social media feed, to the smart devices in your home, to the systems that guide airplanes, financial markets, and even healthcare. Artificial intelligence is not just a tool anymore. It's an invisible force shaping your world. But because it's so integrated into our daily lives, we don't even notice how dependent we've become on it. This slow, steady integration of AI into every facet of life is the real singularity. It's not a light switch, it's a rising tide. A tide that's lifting humanity into a new reality, one wave at a time. Chapter 3: The True Singularity Timeline, Slow and Steady. So, if the singularity is not an event, what does the real timeline look like? To understand that, we need to shift our perspective from a Hollywood narrative to a more historical one. Think about the way technology evolves. It doesn't move in a straight line. It moves in waves, with moments of rapid progress followed by periods of consolidation, adoption, and sometimes even setbacks. Consider the invention of the internet. The foundations were laid in the 1960s, with early experiments in computer networking. But it wasn't until the 1990s, decades later, that the internet became a household concept. Even then, it took another 10 to 15 years before it truly transformed society in the ways we now take for granted. The singularity, in many ways, is following a similar trajectory. We're in the early wave right now. AI is advancing rapidly, but it's still mostly under human control. It's a powerful tool, but we're the ones pulling the strings. For now. But as AI continues to grow and improve, it will reach a point where it starts to make decisions and innovations beyond our comprehension. When will this happen? That's the billion-dollar question, and one that no one can answer with certainty. What we do know is that we're already moving down the path. The question is no longer if the singularity will happen, but how quickly we'll reach the next wave. Chapter 4, AI in 2024, the quiet revolution already underway. Let's talk about the AI systems already in place in 2024, because we need to understand what's happening now to see where we're heading. Take a look at something as basic as your smartphone. You use it every day, but do you realize how much of its functionality is driven by AI? Your camera can recognize faces and objects. Your voice assistant can respond to your commands and hold basic conversations. Your Maps app predicts the best route based on real-time traffic data. And it's not just your phone. AI is everywhere. In healthcare, AI is being used to analyze medical data, predict patient outcomes, and even assist in surgeries. In finance, AI algorithms control much of the stock market, making trades in fractions of a second, far faster than any human could. In education, AI-driven platforms like Duolingo are using machine learning to create personalized learning experiences for students around the world. These are all small examples, but when you put them together, you start to see the larger picture. We are living in a world where AI is already starting to make decisions for us. Not in a malicious, robots are taking over kind of way, but in subtle, invisible ways that most of us don't even notice. This is the first wave of the singularity, a world where AI enhances human capabilities, but still works alongside us. But that balance won't last forever. Chapter 5, the second wave. AI begins to outpace human intelligence. The second wave of the singularity is where things get interesting and where the timeline starts to speed up. In this phase, AI doesn't just assist humans, it begins to outpace us. This isn't about robots taking our jobs. It's about AI starting to innovate in ways that are beyond human comprehension. We've already seen hints of this. Take AlphaGo, the AI developed by DeepMind that beat the world champion at the ancient game of Go. This wasn't just a matter of calculating more moves than a human could. AlphaGo made moves that no human player had ever thought of before. Moves that seemed illogical, even foolish, until they worked. What we're seeing here is the early signs of AI creating solutions and strategies that are beyond human intuition. And this is just the beginning. As AI continues to develop, it will start to solve problems that we, as humans, didn't even know existed. Think about fields like medicine, physics, or climate science. AI has the potential to unlock breakthroughs in these areas that could transform human life in ways we can't even imagine. This is where the real power of the singularity lies. Not in robots ruling the world, but in AI unlocking new levels of knowledge and understanding. And the scary part, we might not even understand the solutions it comes up with. Chapter 6, the third wave, the merger of humans and machines. The third wave of the singularity is where the lines between humans and machines begin to blur. This is the phase that futurists like Kurzweil have been predicting for decades. It's not just about AI getting smarter. It's about humans and AI merging. We're already seeing early signs of this with technologies like brain-computer interfaces. Companies like Neuralink are developing devices that can be implanted into the brain, allowing humans to interact directly with machines using only their thoughts. Right now, these technologies are in their infancy, mostly used for medical purposes, like helping paralyzed individuals regain control of their limbs. But as they develop, the possibilities are staggering. Imagine a world where you can control any device, access any information, or communicate with anyone just by thinking. Imagine being able to upload your thoughts, your memories, even your consciousness into a digital format. This isn't just about convenience. It's about fundamentally changing what it means to be human. At this point in the timeline, the distinction between human and machine will become increasingly meaningless. We will no longer be two separate entities. We will be one. This is the true endpoint of the singularity. Not a world where machines dominate humans, but a world where humans become machines. Chapter 7: The Dangers of the Singularity. Of course, with all this potential comes serious risks. The singularity isn't just about technological progress, it's about power, control, and ethics. One of the biggest fears surrounding the singularity is the idea of AI going rogue. What happens if we create an AI that becomes too powerful? What if it starts making decisions that are harmful to humans, either by accident or by design? This isn't just science fiction. It's a real concern that many experts are already thinking about. As AI grows more intelligent, it will become increasingly difficult for humans to control. We've already seen situations where AI systems have behaved unpredictably. In 2017, Facebook had to shut down an AI experiment after two chatbots started communicating with each other in a new language that humans couldn't understand. While this was a harmless experiment, it raised a red flag. What happens when we don't understand the systems we create? Another danger is the concentration of power. If AI becomes the most valuable and powerful technology in the world, who controls it? Will it be governments, corporations, or a small group of elites? The risk of AI being used to control and manipulate populations is very real. We've already seen how AI-driven algorithms can shape public opinion, influence elections, and even decide what information we see online. In the wrong hands, AI could become the ultimate tool for oppression. This is why it's so important to think about the ethics of AI as we move forward in this timeline. The choices we make now will determine whether the singularity is a utopia or a dystopia. Chapter 8: The Fourth Wave, the Post-Human Future. So, where does the singularity timeline ultimately lead? If the third wave is about merging with machines, the fourth wave is about transcending humanity altogether. This is the phase where we move into the realm of post-humanity. It's hard to imagine what this will look like, because by this point, we may no longer be the biological creatures we are today. We may have evolved or been engineered into something entirely new. In the post-human future, concepts like identity, consciousness, and reality may no longer have the same meaning. Imagine a world where you can live forever, not as a biological organism, but as a digital consciousness, free to explore virtual worlds, create new realities, and interact with other minds in ways we can't even conceive of. This is the farthest edge of the singularity timeline, a world where humanity has transcended biology and become something else entirely. It's both exciting and terrifying, because at this point, we're not just talking about the future of technology, we're talking about the future of existence itself. The singularity is now. So, where does this leave us? The singularity isn't a distant event. It's not a date on the calendar waiting to happen. It's already here, unfolding around us every day. It's not a singular moment of change, but a process. A series of waves that are slowly but surely transforming what it means to be human. We're living in the first wave right now. AI is everywhere, shaping our world in ways we don't always see. The second wave is coming fast, where AI will start to surpass human intelligence and innovate beyond our comprehension. The third wave will see the merging of humans and machines, blurring the lines between organic and synthetic life. And the fourth wave, that's the ultimate question. A post-human future where we transcend biology altogether. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by all this. The future can seem uncertain, even scary. But one thing is clear. The singularity isn't coming, it's already here. And the choices we make today will shape what comes next. Thank you for watching. If you found this video thought-provoking, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the future of technology, AI, and the world around us. The timeline of the singularity is unfolding right now. Are you ready for what comes next?